Think the luxury real estate market is dead? Think again. In this two-part video series, I'll outline the 6 major trends shaping the immediate future of the luxury real estate market purchase. That's what we're going to talk about today, and we're starting right now. I'm Sherri Ann Green with Coldwell Banker. Welcome to my YouTube channel that guides home sellers and home buyers in Washington, D.C. and Northern Virginia. So a lot of people are watching the real estate market and thinking that potentially the luxury real estate market is dead and or dying. And that just isn't the case. In this video, I'm going to outline 6 trends that are shaping the immediate future of the luxury real estate purchase. The stock market may have fallen 20% in 2022, reducing the overall wealth of individuals with a net worth of $5 million or more. However, stock volatility could actually push more affluent luxury buyers into the real estate because it's seen as a much more stable financial investment. Affluent buyers often tend to buy tangible assets during turbulent or changing economic times. Many of these individuals realize that real estate does continually increase over time despite what is happening in the overall economy. And they know that holding these assets long term can produce a valuable gain. Now, they may not see the amazing gains that were seen during the pandemic, but over the next few years, prices are seen as stabilizing and or rising, so they still could have a very effective real estate strategy that leads to an investment gain later down the road. Our trend report, put together by Coldwell Banker, WealthX, Census-Wide, and with input from WealthX and the Institute for Luxury Home Marketing, outlines 6 important key trends that are shaping the future, or the immediate future anyway, of the luxury real estate purchase. In this video, the first of a 2-part series, I'll share the first 3 trends we are seeing. They include an unconventional buyer's market, smaller footprints, and reconsidering relocations. Let's start with the unconventional buyer's market. Now, certainly, over the last 2 years, we have seen a lot of a seller's market. Houses were getting multiple offers. Offers were going well above ask. They were contingency free. But some of that is definitely changing. After 2 years of this escalation of everything, it is time for a cool down. And everybody is ready for it, and everybody is sort of expecting it, I think. Now, with the Federal Reserve in inflation-fighting mode, we have seen interest rates rise higher than they have since the 1980s. And yes, that has caused even some of our luxury buyers to put the brakes on some of their purchases, but not everywhere. They're just not often as affected as the non-luxury market, let's call it. As of June 2022, we have seen inventory in the luxury space start to tick upwards. Sales have slowed some and prices have started to stabilize, and even in some cases, yes, they are declining a bit. But it isn't all bad news. These conditions can actually lead to a really great opportunity for a buyer, affluent or not, luxury purchase or not, because inventory still isn't keeping up with demand. While key indicators such as slowing demand and more inventory signal a lean to a buyer's market, the state of the current luxury market is more contradictory. Luxury pricing has actually held steady and is continuing to rise and is predicted to keep rising over the next 5 years. In a traditional buyer's market, that just isn't the case, and that's why it leads us to call it an unconventional buyer's market. The next trend is a smaller footprint. Now, during the pandemic, everybody was buying bigger and better. Everybody needed to do everything from home, and they needed the space in their home to do that. And that led a lot of people and a lot of developers to build bigger homes. We were working and living and playing and entertaining all in the space. And some of our current properties prior to the pandemic just didn't allow for that because our lifestyle was different prior to the pandemic. We were spending a lot of our lives outside, especially if you're in an urban market and you have a city with lots of activities. A lot of times you were spending your time outside, but the pandemic forced us to change that and look for a bigger footprint in the house. And that was the same thing for the affluent buyer. And you couple that with the extremely low interest rates, and buyers were willing to snatch up almost anything that would fit their size and space requirements. But now we jump to 2022 and we're seeing a little bit of a change. An in-depth analysis of the top 20 US markets actually shows that luxury single-family homes between April and August of 2022 with smaller footprints were selling over 18% faster than those with a larger footprint. Additionally, 2022 statistics are showing that new construction homes are actually becoming smaller as well. They have decreased to just lower than 2,500 square feet. Now that is quite different from the huge places that people were buying during the pandemic. Now that the pandemic has loosened its grip on the American public and around the world, people are choosing to get back to their life to some extent, and therefore they realize they don't need as much space at home. People are going back into the office, people are going back into schools, and people are entertaining and traveling again. So they don't need as much space as they were willing to buy and pay for during the pandemic. And that's true for the luxury buyer, just like it is for everyone else. And some people are really yearning to get back to that city life. The idyllic rural location of on a farm or with lots of land seemed great, but when people really settled in and realized what it was like to live that way versus the way they were used to living, they kind of wanted to get back to the lifestyle that they loved and enjoyed, this busy city life with lots to do and everything just right out the door at their fingertips. Here's the other thing that's interesting about all this, because people are focusing on smaller homes that are over 3,500 square feet may offer a really unique opportunity to people. As those inventory levels of that size house continue to rise, it may offer a great opportunity for a buyer to come in and get a bigger house. It may be more house than they want, but they can get it at a price point that really makes sense. Additionally, stepping down in price and footprint size may open up some opportunities for people as well. If you're not looking for the space you were during the pandemic and you never found the house that you wanted, you may not need that house anymore. So stepping down in a price point and in a size range may offer up a whole new avenue of opportunities. Another interesting thing that's happening is during the pandemic, a lot of people were really focused on the primary resident. And now that this world has opened up again, a lot of people are looking at vacation homes and second homes that weren't necessarily everybody's focus during the pandemic, and that is opening up some opportunities as well. It also starts to create that generational wealth that becomes very important to the affluent buyer. And having multiple homes around the world, having them be a smaller footprint can also help with that as well. There's less to maintain, there's less in upkeep, and so having several smaller homes may become the new trend rather than one large destination home. Our third trend, reconsidering relocations. Fierce competition and the urgency to buy may have led some people to have a quick buying decision that has now led to a little bit of buyer's remorse. Did they buy in the wrong location, the wrong property size, or a changing lifestyle need that's no longer there anymore? Some buyers are reconsidering their purchase. Changing lifestyle was the main driver during the pandemic, and some urbanites who moved to a rural location, as I talked about a minute ago, may be experiencing a little bit of culture shock. It may not be the long-term life that they envision for themselves and their families. Some are feeling that their new home is just too remote for the way that they really want to live their life day in and day out. Those dissatisfied buyers may find more opportunity in the market if they decide to sell. Now, that may sound contradictory to what I've been talking about. It may take longer for them to sell the house than it would in the pandemic, but because prices aren't plummeting dramatically, they're stabilizing and some places dropping some, they still could have a great return on the investment that they bought during the pandemic. And some just may fold their pandemic purchase right into their real estate portfolio, adding to that generational wealth that they are looking to build. That's really the great thing about real estate. It does help add to your financial portfolio. It's seen as a very stable investment, and a lot of people look to that to build generational wealth for their family. And that's true whether it's the pandemic, a slow market, or not. Interested in the luxury real estate market? You can download my entire trend report below. Check the link, download the copy, read the entire report cover to cover. These two videos are just a snapshot of all of the wealth of information that's contained in the trend report, and I think you'll find it interesting. And you want to learn more? Watch my entire luxury playlist right here.